Buongiorno tutti. We are now on the wonderful, famous Amalfi Coast. This is sort of day one, sort of day two. Guests arrived yesterday afternoon, and we just had a night at Salerno Marina where we've been based, and finally we are actually going out venturing around. A little bit of a reconnaissance trip because we have never sailed here before, but I've spent quite a bit of time and energy researching different places to go, mainly talking to other people about where they recommend. So we are now on anchor very, very close to Amalfi town, which is just over here, just a little bit west of Amalfi town, because we were recommended a restaurant called Da Teresa, which is the terrace, I guess, where guests have gone ashore for lunch. So yippee, I'm not cooking lunch on board today because it is still very, very hot. It's probably about 33 degrees at the moment, with a little bit of smoke in the air from the bushfires. But it's very beautiful here. You can see, I don't know how much you can see, but this is not the beach bar there, right? This one over here with the orange umbrellas, but this one here is sometimes playing opera, and really the only way to get to these beach bars is by boat. There's a lot of little day boats here, and there's also a ferry boat coming in from Amalfi, or the option is to park up at the road, and there's a walkway that comes all the way down there, which probably is okay when you're on the way to lunch, but going back up on the way after lunch may be a little bit excessive. So we feel very fortunate that we actually get to be away from all the hubbub that's happening ashore and have lunch on board the boat, which was kindly provided by the restaurant as well. So yeah, it's a great day.
Just have a look around and see what you can see. There you go, there's the Amalfi Coast. Around that point with the white buildings on the end is, see if I can zoom in on there, is Amalfi. So, yep. And then we've got this whole kind of, I'm going to have to zoom out for this because it's quite steep, huge, mountainous type space behind us. Various bays with restaurants and things like that in it. And ashore is the typical type beach restaurant. There's a staircase that's there just sort of above the balloons in the middle of the shot. The staircase goes all the way up. Let's see if I can get the top of the shot up to the road. So let's just pull back a bit. So you can see that it's quite bloody steep. And around the corner, this place over here is, is where our guests are at the moment. Very friendly, yacht-friendly person here, and it's a great place. And they even do food for the crew. Looking around further down towards the west, down towards Capri, around the corner and stuff like that. So there you go. This is a pretty impressive bit of country. Well, we've moved on. So we've left the anchorage just down from Amalfi, the Santa Teresa or restaurant or whatever it was, and we've come further west, and now we're heading up to, we're actually at anchor on a mooring board at the moment, off a place called Positano. So Positano is quite a cool place. Apparently it's been in a bunch of movies and stuff like that. I haven't seen them, I don't recognise it, but unfortunately we do bounce around a bit because the powerboats are not being very happy, well, very receptive to the boats that are at anchor. So yeah, hopefully they'll calm down tonight. But anyway, what you've been looking for really is over here, and this is Positano. Let's see if I can zoom in here nicely. Go this way, and the sprawling metropolis of Positano. And hopefully this is focusing. It's not looking so good on my screen, but yep, it's oops, there's a few boats around as you can see, but built on the side of the hill. It's amazingly steep up here. So, huge hill. You probably can't really tell the height of it. Let's pull back out of this and see. Yeah. A few boats around us at anchor. As I say, we're on a mooring. I got quite a good deal for it. Looks like it could be a bit of a nice sunset a bit later on. Keep the camera out for that. But here we are with Positano. And Presidia or something like that is up that way. And up the top here, you can see the fog. Let me just get around the other side of the backstay. There is a bit of a fire going on up here. We did see a helicopter. Well, I saw a helicopter in here before. Not sure if it's still there. This mountain is hill. What do you want to call it? Probably the one on the back. Center screen about now. That one on there. 1,122 meters high. So gives you an idea of what the altitude is that we're surrounded by. Yeah. So there you go, Positano. So Positano, apparently someone's been here before. I'll let her tell you about it.
Okay, so this is the charming Amalfi Coast town of Positano. Personally, probably my favourite, but this is going back to when I was here over 20 years ago. But then again, 20 years ago is probably small in terms of the scale that this time scale that this town has been here for. So really stunning. Can't remember the history. Like many Amalfi towns, big Duomo or cathedral in the middle of the town, and then other villas built up around the hills. And again, on the top of this hill, you can see that there's a fire in the valley over the other side. But it's pretty stunning.
So we're hoping that the light will get pretty impressive, but I don't think it's going to make much difference now. Kind of missed the sunset. The sunset's not really doing a huge amount. So, for something different, Positano by night. I don't think we've done a night shot before, so it's going to be interesting to see. Here it is. The boat with the red light has just come up onto a mooring. He's yet to turn his lights off. These guys are doing it single-handed, which is braver than me. But yeah, so what else to say? I don't know, there's not much to share. This is Positano by night. Basically, lots of lights. Alright, so on there, now you've had a few gins, what do we do?
I didn't have gin, I just had sparkling water with accessories. Okay, I'm now dismantling a cooked chicken because I'm preparing a very light dinner because everybody had a big lunch today. And because people have different preferences, I'm just going to do some cooked pasta and pesto, and a bowl of tomatoes, a bowl of cooked chicken, bowl of rocket, some cheese boards, and people can just assemble their own salad or sandwich or pasta as they like.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. So good morning and welcome to Capri. Well, actually the south side of Capri. This is not the glamorous side, not Capri town. This is the other side. Unfortunately, we couldn't get into the marina at the other side because they were busy, and so we've had to stay on this side. But as you can see, Capri is quite a rocky, mountainous place, or a mountainous, rocky place. Not a huge amount to see and do. Haven't been ashore yet. Had a crap night last night on the boat with other boats anchored beside us, and the risk of us dragging into them was too much of a pain. We're sitting in 15 metres of water at the moment, and about 20 metres off the bow it drops to 40. So it's a very hard place to anchor in. Pretty spectacular, as you can see. And we've got these all this anchorages out here that this is not half as crowded as what it was when we were here the first time. But of course now it's almost September, and all the boats are back in because people have to work, or the Italians have to work. There's only a few of us who don't. What you're looking at the moment is a modern classic. It's Dutch, so it's a charter boat, so they have a bunch of people, and then we're just moving around the bow. A lot of day trippers and stuff like that are still here, and we can just enjoy the fun and games. So this is Capri on the south side. I'm sure Linny will update you a bit later on about the day from hell that we had yesterday. But yep. So take care, and we'll talk to you later on. This will also just prove to you that Lindy does actually get outside the galley. We let her out occasionally, even if it is to hang the guest clothes up. So I'm guessing you're not going to be able to hear me at the moment, but we'll give it a go. This is Amalfi town. We've just had 35 knots come through on the nose, so it's pretty windy. But as you can see, most of it actually is the rain. Plenty of rain. Finding leaks in the boat, so much rain. But yeah, it's fun. Thunder and lightning, very, very frightening. Galileo. But yeah, so here we are. I don't know what you guys can see at the moment because I've got my monitor going, but the tourist boats are still heading out. I guess they haven't stopped. And yeah, there we go. So it's Thursday the 7th or 8th of September, and the day after we arrived in Sorrento, and it's not looking so good. A bit grey and horrible. I need to get the horizon sorted on the boat. So this is Sorrento by day. We've had a few showers, and it's going to get a bit windy. Hopefully you can still hear me. And so, yeah, thought I'd show you the grey days that we have to put up with as well while we're on charter. Let's do a quick walk around the boat and take it from there. Got the side covers up to stop the cockpit from getting wet and horrible. But I get a bit issue when it's going through. So in the background is Mount Vesuvius, top of the cloud, and you can see a bit of the thundercloud there on the left hand side. Yeah, it's not exactly the best of days, but it rained for the rest of the afternoon. We're going into a marina today, which is fortunate. And today the water maker blew up. Well, last night the water maker blew up, sprayed water all over the engine room. Slight bit of a problem there, of course, because the engine room contains electrics. Fortunately, we didn't lose too much. I've managed to recover pretty much all of it now. So we just got a couple of things we have to sort out, but yeah, it's otherwise all good. So there you go, Sorrento on a not quite nice day in the Caribbean, Mediterranean.